Say hi to my kitty. Hi, kitty. Her name's Midnight. Anyway, hi guys. Long time no talk. Okay, so I've been kind of thinking a lot about relationships, not just boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm talking about relationships in general. I want to talk to you guys about just give you guys a little bit of tips, especially because I've been with my man for over 4 years now. Um, a lot of experience in that. And also, just like I said, all kinds of relationships. I think this applies to everything in general. Relationships. That's what I'm going to title this video as, relationships. Bam. Anyway, I have always thought about myself. You always have to put yourself in a pedestal. If you're someone that has like low self-esteem, like thinks that like, the person treats you like shit, whoever you're with, or whoever it might be, and you're like, this is the best thing there is for me. There's nothing better than this. I deserve this. If you're that kind of person, stop right there. You need to reevaluate yourself. You need to probably spend some time by yourself, and just kind of let that person, or, just isolate yourself. It's always good to analyze who you are before you invest all of who you are into someone else. You know what I mean? So that would be my first step for anyone who has self-confidence issues, because in order to love someone, you have to love yourself. That, I know it sounds corny and overplayed, overused, that quote, but it's absolutely true. You need to put yourself on a pedestal in order to put... Girl, I am giving advice and you are being too cute over here. Anyway, okay, so yeah. So put yourself on a pedestal. Like, for example, my boyfriend and I are going through some issues. If he treats me a certain way that I don't like, I let him know. I tell him, listen, you don't talk to me like that. You don't treat me like that. I deserve more respect. And then we talk it out. And then he says, you know what? My bad. I shouldn't have talked to you like that. And vice versa. Sometimes I talk to him in a condescending way, or in a way that maybe I shouldn't be talking to anyone like that. So we talk things through. Another thing that you need to look at when when dealing with relationships problems is comparing the negatives and the positives, the pros and the cons. You need to look at, is this person giving me more positive energy, positive memories than negative? Because if that's the case, then go right ahead. You want to try to make the least amount of choices as possible, like wrong choices, as possible when dealing with someone that you really care about. So let's say that you got into an argument, really big argument, someone that you love, and you're thinking, you know what, this is it, like, I'm never talking to them ever again, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Stop yourself, because you should not make any decisions when you're under that much emotional stress, or when you're just completely pissed off. You should not make any decisions right away when you're under that kind of emotional stress. So you stop and you think to yourself, have they given me a lot of positive outcomes, more positive than negative at least? Like, you think about when you're upset at someone, you tend to look at all of the bad stuff that they've done to you throughout the whole relationship. And what I try to do, because, I'm guilty of this too, I'm guilty of that. I try to stop and think about the positives. Ooh, my hair's crusty. The positives as well. And like I said, this doesn't have to be boyfriend and girlfriend. This could be with anyone, but I'm just talking about my boyfriend as an example. When we get into an argument and I'm like, remember when you did this? Remember when you did that? And he's like, oh my God, I hate when you bring my past, whatever, whatever. I stop and I say, you know what? He's done so much for me. He has literally been my backbone for years. He has been there when most of my family turned on me. And so I think about all of the wonderful times that we've had together, all the wonderful memories, all the reasons why I'm still with him and stuff like that. And then I say, you know what? I look at our argument now and I think it's some petty bullshit. And I'm like, this this doesn't have to end just because of one disagreement or one argument, you know? And same thing with you and your friends. I've actually had to analyze that with one of my cousins. Well, she and I grew up together, so I called her my cousin. She wasn't really my cousin. I'm not gonna name her name, but we've argued a lot over the years that we were growing up together. And, you know, that last argument that I realized I really just needed to cut her off was when I did that analyzation, if that's even a word. When I had to think and say, has this woman brought me more negatives than positives throughout my life? And she did. She did. She brought more negative times, more negative energy, more negative everything than positive. So that's when you really need to just let that person go. Think about yourself. Think about yourself and say, you don't need that kind of negative energy in your life. I use that for literally everyone that's in my life. Everyone that's in my life, I like to keep things positive. So that's what I do. Anyway, those are just little tips that I felt like I needed to preach. Sunday preachings from Tashywashyy. So I hope you guys listen and enjoy, and deuces until next time.